Welcome back to Digits here at WSJ Live. I'm Simon Constable. You're looking at Google for iPhone images there. And we got the big W himself. Walt Mossberg joins us today. We're always very happy when he does. And he's going to weigh in on Google's map apps. It comes a week or so after the Apple map app fiasco, I guess, what we call it. And there's Walt to tell us about it. Walt, let's not focus on Apple. Let's focus on Google, because that's what you've written about, and it's.
That's right.
They're doing a great job, right?
Yeah, for the most part, they are doing a great job. They've been at it 7 years, and they were supplying the map apps not only on their own Android phones, but on Apple's phones. As we all now know, Apple removed them from Apple phones in favor of a very fledgling and flawed so far Apple Maps. So I decided to look at what's going on Android, where they have their full control and full featured Google Maps app, and I've been testing it, and for the most part, overwhelmingly, I found it's a very good mapping solution.
Now, there were some wrinkles. You used some of the directions, didn't you, on the map? And what happened there?
Well, it's interesting with all the focus on inaccuracies in the Apple Maps, and I haven't found many, but obviously people around the world have found a bunch. There still are, even after 7 years, some inaccuracies even in Google's maps, and the one that I found was, ironically, on a very short trip of just a few miles from my house to a hotel. The Android Google Maps app first tried to send me on a circuitous route around my neighborhood, but more importantly, directed me to turn left on a street where there's a big giant sign that's been there for years that says no left turn. So that should have been in their database. Since I reported it to them, I asked them about it. It is, they say now, in their database, and will be corrected shortly in the app. But it's a good example of how, even with all the work they've put in and the very large number of people they have working on it, databases and cars driving around and everything, there still are some inaccuracies there.
Some, but in general, very good. And you liked using this. Would this be your favorite map app that you've used for a smartphone?
Oh, absolutely. There are some third-party apps on both iPhone and Android, particularly on the Apple platform, which are very good at certain things like navigation. But a map app has to do multiple things. Navigation is one that we often think of, but just looking up addresses, looking up things like, I don't know, the Washington Monument or the Golden Gate Bridge. How do I, where is it exactly in the city? Looking up restaurants and stores. This app is very rich and very deep in that. Has a lot of detail. I mean, for instance, I gave two examples in the column, which we illustrated on WSJ.com and allthingsd.com and in the print Wall Street Journal. One was, there's a lot of stores and malls and airports and places like that where they actually take you inside the building. The one we took a look at was Macy's in New York, the big flagship store. Every floor in Macy's is mapped, and you can see where every department is. That takes a lot of work, and it's very convenient. The other was a college campus, Brandeis University, where I just zoomed in on a residential quad. Apple found it, and you could see the buildings, but you couldn't see what building was what. Google had all the buildings nicely and accurately labeled, and so they've just invested a ton of person power and years in and database work in getting all that done.
Interesting. Well, it sounds like a big thumbs up from the big W. Thank you very much, Walt Mossberg. I really appreciate your time.